Hello and welcome back to another Spire stream. I'm your host Vegetablebread. Today we're going to be finishing off Pandora's Month with one last Pandora Swamp on iPad. Boom, let's see what's in the box. Dark Embrace Double Pummel. That's interesting. True Grit helps the Pummel, or helps the Dark Embrace. Intimidate helps the Dark Embrace. Anger seems like a pretty different kind of deck. So this deck's really good at like drawing and cycling around really quickly. I don't know what we're cycling around to. I guess Angers. I guess the plan in Act 1 was we just play a lot of Angers. To Hexago stacked. So this True Grit's going to do a lot of work on burns, ideally. And we need to scale our damage. If we can find any strength scaling, these pummels will pay off a lot. Weak is pretty effective against Hexagos. Let's take a look at the pattern. Floor 6 Mega. Actually, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Floor 7 Mega Elite. Probably not what we're looking for. So 3 Elite Path over here on the right. 2 bonus fires. If we do this Elite. Otherwise, we either have to go to a shop, or we have to go on specifically this path, which is 1 hard pool fight, and then a 2 elite path, either this one and one of these, or these two. Can this deck do 3 elites? Dark Embrace is really good against sentries. Pummel is pretty bad against Lagavulin. Seems like Lagavulin's a weakness here. We probably can do 3 elites. Let's get to here and then decide. If we decide we don't want to do this Mega Elite, we can just go to a shop here. If we get a like, Serpent, we might go to a shop too. Take the weak. Guess we develop Dark Embrace. I've got Thunderclap, so if we pummel him, he dies to Thunderclap next turn, ideally. Or we skip Thunderclap and never draw it. I'll keep Intimidate for when they're attacking later. Oh, or we redraw Thunderclap immediately, sure. Lots of options. Let's see what's in this box. We can Anger, Headbutt, Pummel, Anger. It's kind of cute. Is it lethal? 6 plus 10 plus 8 plus another 6. So 6 times 2 is 12, plus 10 is 22, plus 8 is lethal. Okay. Sweet. Flexes is strength, theoretically. Flex for pummel. It's not the most appealing kind of strength. It's temporary strength. Could get orange pellets or inner limit break. Those are sort of the good flex combos. Could also just kill people on turn 1, and then flex has no downside. Morning, Sparkle Crouch Thoughty. How's it going? Was anybody in chat watching the Max run last night? I was watching the beginning of it, but I didn't get to see the ending. Is he still alive? I imagine he is. It was a pretty strong start. Armaments, also an option. Getting an Armaments Plus would give us upgrades on everything. Not a big fan of Infernal Blade. I guess it's okay if it's upgraded. 0 cost, makes something cost 0 cost, draws a card with Dark Embrace. Adds a unexpected card to the deck though. You never know what you're getting. What's the deck need? There's very little block, just the true grit. Armaments would help improve that a little bit. No self-harm available. For the Blood for Blood. Blood for Blood has a tremendous upgrade. 4 extra damage for 0. That's a talk to the hand quality upgrade. Or not talk to the hand, empty hand. Empty fist, that's the name of the card. Watch your cards. Let's see, permanent deck size. 11 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. So minus 5 if we never play True Grit. So it's a 6-card deck for True Grit. Don't need to really have any hesitation about adding cards with that size. In fact, that might be too few cards, right? Because then Hexaghost is going to give us a bunch of burns. If we pick a flex, and we upgrade the flex, and we upgrade both pummels, do we ever just, like, kill people on turn 1? So flex plus says 4. So these pummels would hit for 6 times 5, that's 30. It's some damage. It's like, you're not going to get through a Darkling fight with that, though. That'll kill, like, 1 Darkling, and then you're kind of stuck. But there's room to grow with Limit Break or Orange Pellets. I don't know, though. Being dependent on finding a Limit Break or Orange Pellets is so fragile. And our only strength scaling is these 2 pummels. So we have to line up the flex with one of those. Doesn't seem super strong. I guess Anger's kind of strength scaling. Could pick Sword Boom too. These are all sort of pickable. Sword Boom is more strength scaling, but it's permanent. I guess, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about damage. Against Hexaghost, we've got whatever comes out of Infernal Blade, Thunderclap, Bash, Anger, and Blood for Blood. Anger scales, kind of, though. We could just skip here, too. I don't really know what I expect Infernal Blade to do. Infernal Blade is such a weird card. We're getting upgrade before an elite? Probably not. So I think no upgrade before elite says no to armaments, right? Because if we can upgrade armaments, it's a great card. If we can't, it's kind of weak. And I think we care about the first elite fight quite a bit, so I'm going to eliminate armaments. I'm going to eliminate Flex, too. Flex is just such a weak strength scaling card. So I think it's Sword Boom or nothing. Sword Boom is okay, but it's still weak against both Lagavulin and Sentries. I don't want to rely on that for damage. I'm just going to skip. Okay. We do card remove. That seems reasonable. We're not going to shop unless we go here, and I don't think we want to do that, so... Hey, Max Max! Oh, Max Max, how was your run yesterday? I was there for the beginning of it, and I didn't see the end. It looked really strong. I was really surprised when you didn't take the rush down at the shop, when you took a remove on a defend. I like almost gasped. I like had you on mute because I was on a call, but I was like, oh my god, what? I think we're probably card removing. I don't know what is the best target. Could be Bash. We've got a Thunderclap. Yeah, I figured the deck was a win, right? Because you had the two talk to the hands. Yeah, it's funny because I'm sure I would have ended up in a completely different direction, right? Like I saw the Rushdown, definitely would have bought that, and then I saw the orange pellets, so I'm sure I would have been a duality orange pellets deck. But like I think your strategy is correct though, right? Like so like I don't want to say like, man, I wish I had that seed, I would have done so much better, right? It's like what I'm saying is, you took a path that I wouldn't have taken that's more consistently a win, right? So I think you took a path that like wins 99% of the time, and I took the path that this 1% of the time would have been insane, right? So that's a learning for me. Maybe I remove the Infernal Blade. It's kind of nice to draw a card with Dark Embrace, but it says random on it. I don't like it. Could remove the Anger, too, but that's currently our scaling plan for Hexaghost. How's this box? It's an interesting one. Not very much block. I think the main problem with this box is it doesn't really have a plan. It's got a Dark Embrace and a bunch of Exhaust, but no, like... Aha, this is what we're doing. Yeah, like Pummel and Strength. Yeah, that's nice. I really like Dark Embrace, so that's nice. I'm nervous about relying on Pummel, because you pummel twice, and maybe we add a Pummel and we could have 3 pummels, but then you're like out of damage. You just get eaten alive by Act 3. You see like triple Jawworm and you kill 2 of them. You have no answer for the last one. He hits you for 20 and dies. No enemy has ever survived 2 pummel. Yeah, well. I kind of want to do self-harm stuff. Blood for Blood. So to do that, I guess it's the only card. Blood for Blood's very strong now. Maybe we remove the Thunderclap? I don't think we need 2 vulnerable sources, I guess is what I'm getting to. Let's just remove the Infernal Blade. It says random on it, I don't like it. Bash and Thunderclap both do stuff. Infernal Blade does like... What's the worst case scenario for Infernal Blade? What is the card we want the least? Obviously it's going to change from fight to fight. But... Like, we've already got an Anger in the deck. What could be worse? I mean, Anger's actually quite good in Act 1, but... Clash. Clash is usually the answer. Perfected Strike does 6 damage in this deck. I guess Perfected Strike's minimum is 8, is that right? Because it counts itself. Self-harm is actually, like, very strong against specifically Hexaghost, because the burns count as self-harm. I know that you're making a joke, but... I feel like the burns hit you. You get your extra Rupture procs and stuff. I mean, that's... that's pretty, like, outlandishly far away from where this deck is right now, but still. It does work. I guess it can be, like, Carnage and... what's that big attack called? Bludgeon. Heavy Blade. I guess your Infernal Blade can stay. Alright, so we're cutting Thunderclap then? It's not True Grit, that's the only block card. It's not Blood for Blood, that's a big chunky damage card that we can maybe turn on. It's not Dark Embrace or anything that says Exhaust. It's not Anger, because that's how we scale. So yeah, it literally has to be Thunderclap, Infernal Blade, or Bash. And I don't think it's Infernal Blade. And I don't think it's Bash, so I guess it's Thunderclap. Okay. Fuck you, Spire. God damn it. Alright. I guess I'll trigger it. And this is not lethal, so I want to block 6 damage. Darn. Clash gets drawn with True Grit, of course. Okay. I guess Clash served its purpose. An exhaust target. Dual wield. Cost 0 this turn is pretty good with dual wield. There's a dropkick too. It's a thin deck. We just got rid of one of our sources of vulnerable. Tiny deck and dropkick definitely gets the gears turning. Can I have both of these, please? Where's my take them all button? I'd definitely take a clothesline for the privilege of having dropkick dual wield in the deck. Yeah, seems like probably supposed to do dropkick something, right? Clothesline's nice too, but sure. 56 gold, so I think we're gonna go right. Does cost us a hard pool fight before the first elite. Might have to rest here, but I think at 56 health we survive. 60% potion chance is kind of lame. I guess we might get 2. Take 9. Ouch. Second blood for blood. If we can get blood for blood to cost 0, it's like a better version of anger, right? We can't really get it to cost 0 though. Sentinel for True Grit synergy and Dark Embrace synergy. Sentinel with the Dark Embrace is not too bad. It's normally a pretty bad card. Shrug seems pretty fine. We've only got 1 block card right now, so a second one would be pretty welcome, I think. Second Blood for Blood's a no, Sentinel's a no, so I think it's Shrug it off or skip. I might take Sentinel after a second wind here, but I don't think before. Maybe if we had a True Grit Plus, I could see that. Yeah, I think Shrug it off is better than skip, right? Let's see. So is Shrug it off a liability against Gremlin Knob? If we get it on turn 1, it's still a liability, but not a huge one. It just costs us an energy. If we get it on any other turn, it costs us a hand, or a card. Got up to 70% potion chance here, so that's really unfortunate. Max 1 potion here from the hard pool fight. Could actually die here. If this hard pool fight is gang of gremlins, and then we get... actually, any elite could kill us from there. It's kind of a dicey spot. Alright, let's take Shrug it off because it's quite good in Gang of Gremlins. Louse fight. Can we kill anybody with Bash Pummel? I would imagine no, but I'll do the math. 8 plus 12 is 20. He's at 22, he's the lowest. So, nope. I guess we're just Dark Embrace, Intimidate, look for a block card. 2 out of 7. Okay. This could block, technically. Iron Wave, or... I guess Clothesline doesn't work, because they're all weak, but... The same one 3 times, huh? Okay. Helpful. Very helpful. Okay, so we want to kill that one. And then we probably Shrug True Grit and split another one. Blood for Blood costs 1. If we draw it, it's lethal on either one. I guess it's a 50-50 too, so I'll just True Grit now, because then if we draw Blood for Blood, that's the card I want to play. Okay. Sword Boom, because it can split both. We have guaranteed lethal on one next turn with Blood for Blood anyway, so we don't really care about splitting both. Kind of just want the focus damage. We don't want to play Pummel though, because that would draw the Blood for Blood now. We'd be unable to play it. So I guess dropkick. Okay. Fairy's nice. Inflame. Ooh, Inflame and Rampage are actually both pretty good. Small deck, really good at recurring itself. Looking for some scaling against Hexaghost. Rampage seems like an excellent solution to all those problems. Inflame seems very good with 2 pummels. And, oh, the Sword Boom was from Infernal Blade. We were offered a Sword Boom, so I got confused, but we didn't take it. Interesting. Twin Strike is not an option here, I don't think. Next floor could be Sentries, Gremlin Knob, or Lagavulin. Those are all of the 3 Act 1 elites. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. How do we feel about all those? Sentries, we're going to be drawing a 10-card hand in the sort of second phase, in the second shuffle, I guess I should say. I imagine we have enough damage to assassinate one of them on turn 2. That may not be true. It kind of depends on what Infernal Blade gets. Because we're not going to land, like, Bash. We're not going to land Vulnerable, right? So maybe removing that, AoE Vulnerable was a mistake. Anyway, if we're drawing 10 cards in Sentries, Rampage is going to get stacked a couple of times, which could save us from, like, there's sort of 2 dangerous parts of the Sentry fight. There's, like, turn 2, which is, like, a big damage check, right? You have to do, like, 40 damage over the first 2 turns, or else you get hit for 20 damage. And then there's the, like, the long tail, where if your deck is bad, you can end up taking, like, 20 damage, because you just don't draw enough damage, and you don't draw the blocks on the right turn. So, those are sort of the dangerous turns of that fight. I'm not actually too worried about that late phase, because we have Anger and Dark Embrace, so we're going to be drawing 10-card hands with a bunch of gas in them, rather than a handful of dazes. So we don't really need Rampage to shore up that. Rampage is very good against Lagavulin, because we can Rampage while he's asleep, and then, again, to wake him up, ideally. Inflame is good in all the fights, particularly Lagavulin, because we can help set up. So both of these cards are very good for Lagavulin. Both cards very good for Hexaghost. Inflame is a non-permanent card, which might give it an edge over Rampage here, given that we have a dropkick and a small deck. Looks like we're probably trying to do an infinite. Yeah, I think if both are pickable, we want the Inflame, right? Because Inflame is just, we pay 1 to get rid of it, whereas Rampage is, we have to deal with a Rampage in the deck. I do quite like Rampage, though. One of the big takeaways from Ironclad Month is that Rampage decks turn into good decks eventually. They don't turn into Rampage decks. You're not a Act 3 Rampage deck generally, but even then, Rampage can help solve problems, right? Like Time Eater, Rampage is pretty efficient. Yeah, that's actually a good point. If we do have a dropkick loop, that's pretty low damage against Time Eater. Playing Rampage 6 times a turn will kill Time Eater in like 2 turns. Rampage stacks incredibly quickly. So, Rampage is pretty nice. It also gives me an excuse to remove the Anger, right? Because currently we can't remove Anger because we're relying on it for our scaling for Hexaghost. But if we take a Rampage, then we have another solution for that. Means that we're less reliant on the expendable pummel resources to get us over the hill in fights. But it doesn't really work well with the dropkick loop. I guess there are dropkick loops that are card positive, right? Double tap dropkick. If double tap is upgraded, you can play double tap, drop kick, something else, drop kick. So you can sort of stack up the stacks of double tap, and as long as the other thing costs 1, you can fit it in every once in a while. But if we do dual wield, for example, then we have to spend all of our cards on drop kick, and we can't draw. And double tap is generally worse than dual wield, because double tap means you can't play corruption. Which you want to do, because you're playing Ironclad. All of that is to say, Rampage can fit into infinite loops and scale us really quickly. But why also? Both of these cost 1. If we're playing them against Gremlin Knob, which one is more damage? Inflame is 2 damage per card. Rampage is 8 damage if we play it once, and 8 plus 13 is 21 damage if we play it twice. It also increases our attack density slightly. So I'm going to say Rampage is worth 15 damage in Gremlin Knob. Do some rounding, assuming we're on average going to try and play it once. So Inflame is only worth 15 if we play 7 and a half attacks right after the Inflame, which seems like a lot of attacks. Seems unlikely that we're going to get there with Inflame. Man, I am incredibly negative on Inflame compared to the rest of the Slay the Spire community. It's like most people who play Ironclad are seeing something in Inflame that I am not seeing. I'm like not a big Inflame picker. I find myself not picking Inflame most of the time. And maybe I'm doing something wrong because of that? I don't know what the wrong thing is, though. If we take the Rampage, we're probably upgrading like Rampage, True Grit, and Dark Embrace if we get 3. I'm gonna do Rampage. Do we want extra Angers in the deck or no? Seems like probably no. We could True Grit to try and get rid of Anger. It might hit Dropkick, but that's not an important resource yet. Blood for Blood might not even be playable in the fight, actually. Yeah, let's just True Grit. Okay, Dropkick's fine. We don't have a loop. Excellent turn here. Develop Rampage and Dark Embrace. Alright, ready to wake him up. Let's go. I think we Intimidate. Do we Intimidate? So the argument for Intimidate is it has a 20% chance of drawing Rampage, and Bash Rampage is like our best wake up. We can just play Bash Infernal Blade though. Then if we draw Rampage, I'm sad. Oh, whatever. We're holding Wild Strike or Anger? No, not anymore. We need to go now. Almost shuffles. I think that's acceptable. Intimidate blocks for 5, draws a card. Put Rampage in the shuffle, draw a card. Or Bash. I'm pretty happy with Shrug. Alright. Lethal next turn for sure. Okay. Blood Vial's nice. Second Dark Embrace I think is a definite no. We don't need... It's not really a card you need 2 of. The first one's clunky enough. Entrench can definitely be quite nice. Thin deck, playing Trench multiple times a turn, potentially. Kind of like Rampage that way. You just want to like cycle around this one card repeatedly. Bit difficult to use, especially with a True Grit minus. And Trench minus as well. Headbutt doesn't have any obvious combos. I guess the Rampage is the... Yeah, okay, it does have an obvious combo. It's got the Rampage. Could help line things up for dropkick loops, maybe. We could also just skip here. It seems like skip here, rest is a pretty reasonable plan. We could also just not rest. We do have a fairy. If we want to, like, use our potion bar, right? Not resting is reasonable. Just intentionally eat the fairy. It's also possible that we don't die in the next elite fight. If we were upgrading, it's probably either Rampage or Dark Embrace, maybe True Grit. Actually, True Grit's pretty reasonable in a Hexaghost Act, right? So does pick Headbutt fit into that? I think it does, actually. We've got a Rampage in the deck. We can't ignore that. We're a Rampage deck at the moment. So we kind of have to pick a Headbutt. We're not picking Dark Embrace. I think I'm okay with skipping Entrench. Obviously, Entrench is a highlight reel card. I feel like part of the learning from Blem's big win streak is that just Ironclad rare cards are really good. You want to put yourself in a position where you can just click all the rare cards, and that includes things like Barricade and Corruption. And Entrench definitely helps put us in that position, right? But it's also a curse. And we're currently trying to Relic scale in Act 1, trying to do 3 elites, if possible. And Entrench seems pretty incompatible with that goal. We only have 2 block cards, Shrug and True Grit, so like best case scenario, we like Shrug and Trench block for 16 on Sentry turn 2. It's not really a wow play. But like Rampage, Headbutt, exhaust something, play Rampage again, is like 40 damage. And that tends to solve a lot of Act 1 problems, so we're going to go with this. And we're going to go with an upgrade, I think. Let's see. So next fight can't be Lagavulin again. Hey, Saucy Goethe. Good morning to you. So it can't be Lagavulin again. Lagavulin was probably the easiest one, and he still hit us for like 20. So it's either Sentries or Knob. If it's Gremlin Knob, it's possible for us to take 8, I think, if we start with like Bash Rampage, something. Sentries are pretty bad, but we have Dark Embrace, and Dazes aren't that bad. The Headbutt's pretty good in that fight. I think it's conceivable that we don't eat the fairy in the next fight, which means I'm going to use the Smith. I don't think we're really in a position where we're trying to save a fairy for 3 acts here. Okay, it is Sentries. Very well. Ooh, we got the Headbutt before the rampage. That's unfortunate. Kind of need to get the Dark Embrace down. Which means either we don't play Pummel or Infernal Blade, or we accept a 1 in 9 chance of drawing Rampage and being unable to play it. I think that's unacceptable. Also, Pummel is less damage than Headbutt anyway, so we can just Dark Embrace Headbutt. Take 10. Yikes. We need to play that, we need to play this, we need to play that. So I guess we're playing that. Alright, looking like we're gonna spend that fairy here. Is it theoretically possible to kill this middle sentry? If we pummel and draw Rampage, we do 8 plus 16 is 24 plus 18 is 42, so yeah, we can kill him if we specifically get Rampage. It doesn't cost us very much to check, right? Because we still kill him with Blood for Blood. I guess Blood for Blood is less efficient than doing these two on him, because this is 14 damage and this is 18. So we're basically missing 4 damage for a 1 in 4 chance to save 10 health. 1 in 4 chance to save 10 health is basically 2.5 health. Actually, that's not really the right way to think about it, because it's not 10 health, it's a fairy in a bottle. So it's a 1 in 4 chance to save a fairy, basically. Honestly, the save the fairy line isn't even that good, because then next turn, like, he's at 10 health, we've drawn the Rampage. We have to draw, like, Anger, Dropkick to do 10, or, like, two attacks. It's really not super likely. I guess Infernal Blade, so there's 4 attacks to draw. We could also draw Shrug It Off or True Grit, which both save the fairy. I mean, we're playing Pummel, it's just a question of who's the target. Alright, it seems like the waste is not a huge deal. Alright. So we can headbutt Blood for Blood here. This is not enough damage, right? 18 plus 9 is 27, plus 6 is 33, yep. So not enough. We waste 5 damage with Anger Headbutt, that seems fine. Okay, so do we target this guy or that guy with the Blood for Blood? We're getting Blood for Blood twice, that's 36 damage. So we'd leave him at 8. For Rampage or 2 attacks. Yeah, I guess we do this guy. Okay. Obviously we want the Blood for Blood back. 18 plus 5 is not enough. We've got is it 4 out of 6 chance to get it? Because this hits, right? Yeah, it does. So it's just a question of do we draw days or not? Okay. We have to kind of blow up our damage here to do it. We're way overkilling him. But it's better than... Actually, is it better than taking damage? Because we can True Grit here, so we actually are never taking damage. So we can just kill this guy. 16 plus 18 is 34. So he dies to Anger next turn. And then we block out. Yeah, okay. Anger you. Bash, dropkick. Yeah, you did too. Okay. So we did use the fairy. Holy moly. Jeez. Molten Egg into immediate 3 attacks. 3 big ones, too. Immolate is a gigantic power level outlier. This card is insane. For Act 2 specifically. Hemo is no slouch either. Hemo helps decost our blood for blood and also just does 20 damage for 1. If we're trying to do one more elite, Hemo seems pretty helpful. Can't be sentries, so Immolate's losing its the top end of its Act 1 power here. Still very helpful in hallway fights. Mostly an Act 2 card. Immolate needs a little bit of help to start solving Act 3 problems, but it can get there. Immolate's definitely powerful. If we're going to do a dropkick loop, though, which, like, eyes on the prize is probably what we're doing, Immolate is actually kind of a huge liability, right? Because it's not only is it a permanent card in the deck, it's a permanent card that we basically can't play, because it adds another permanent card to the deck. So, pretty big cost there. If we get a second wind or a true grid or something, or, yeah, the burn is not, like, the end of the world. Evolve. There's lots of solutions to the burn. And maybe the burn ends up being a good thing. It's hard to tell. But it's very possible to find ourselves in a world where Immolate is quite bad. But that's way in the future. Hemokinesis Plus is like the most damage on a 1-cost attack in the game. And Immolate still does more damage by 8. Like a 1-cost card that deals 8 damage is like pretty reasonable. And Immolate is like that stapled onto Hemo, but then also it's AoE. It's like such a nuts card. Hemo is nice. Hemo's definitely nice. We're having a little bit of a health issue though. So, I don't know if spending health is a tremendous idea. It does let us manipulate our health total a little bit for the Hexaghost fight. If we are, for example, at like 25, and we want to take 2 damage to go to 23, it's pretty reasonable. I mean, I guess if I'm talking about how Immolate is sometimes a liability, I should also talk about how Hemo is sometimes a liability, right? Like, Hemo can prevent us from being at full health, right? And the health that it costs can be a very significant factor. It's, you know, ameliorated by the fact that it makes blood for blood cheaper, but I think it's Immolate here. Immolate's like such a ridiculous card. It's hard for it to not be amazing. Ink Bottle is excellent for trying to draw 10-card hands for infinites. Ink Bottle is basically just like half of a bag of prep, but then it also draws a card later. Although it does make the deck harder to play. Immolate Dropkick Pummel is 28 plus 5, 33 plus 8 is 41 damage. So that's too much. Ideally, we want to do 34 damage this turn, so we can do 33. Call it even. Actually, we can't even afford the pummel. Yeah, this is great. Okay. Pretty easy hard pool fight. Feel no pain, huh? Battle Trance also quite good. Battle Trance is a little tricky during Pandora's Month, because we usually, usually that drawback is pretty significant. But Battle Trance slaps. Battle Trance just draws you your Immolate, your Rampage, wins fights for you. Not very good in Gremlin Knob, though. I would really like to take a Feel No Pain for Act 4 stuff. Feel No Pain takes a lot of the load off for figuring out how we're going to block, which is currently a big issue for the deck. We've got a Dark Embrace. Got to imagine we want to do Dark Embrace, Feel No Pain stuff. If we can, and we can, because it's right here. So I'm just going to grab it. Feels like it needs to get taken. Get a free card remove, the Purifier. It's probably Anger at this point. I think we're scaled out of range where we're interested in Anger. It's a permanent card that we can pretty much never play if we don't want to get another permanent card. Which also describes Immolate, but Immolate's way better. Yeah. Do we need Anger to beat Hexaghost? I think Rampage Headbutt's doing it for us. Go here, Rest, or go here, Upgrade. Upgrade feels pretty comfortable with a block pot. Unless we take 4 turns to kill Gremlin Knob, we should be pretty safe. And somehow I don't see this deck taking 4 turns to kill Gremlin Knob. So we go to 26, he hits us for 8, we go to 18. We block pot, he hits for 24, we take 12, go to 6. We don't draw Immolate and die to Gang of Gremlins. Could happen. Alright, I think the responsible adult thing to do is Rest, unfortunately. It's not very sexy. I want to upgrade Dark Embrace, but I want to get the Relic too, and I don't want to die, so I'm gonna Rest. Okay. Let's log Voolin again. Nice little setup turn here. Ooh. I want to play that Headbutt. No, we don't need to play the Headbutt, because we're going to shuffle in a second anyway. It's like 15 card deck. This is only turn 2. Let's get rid of the Feel No Pain. And then, to try and get closer to the shuffle, let's draw a card. Searing Blow. The Nightmare. Rampage Headbutt's nice. Unfortunately, it leaves us with 1 energy and we can't pummel. Because then we draw the Rampage and not play it. So maybe just bash Rampage. Skip the Headbutt. Obviously we're using Block Pot this turn. Bash Rampage is definitely more damage. An additional 7 damage. If we pummel first... Actually, that's true. Yeah, pummel first works. Yeah, good point. I, for some reason, had convinced myself that didn't work. Alright, let's put Rampage in the discard and then redraw it. Intimidate blocks this turn. Oh, Rampage is in the discard. I guess we can headbutt it then. Shrug for block. Headbutt the Rampage for lethal next turn. 4 damage. Morgue Villain seems pretty good. Wait, maybe we took damage on the other turn as well. Limit Break, so maybe we're supposed to take that Flex. Limit Break seems okay with the pummels. Is it necessary, though? Immolate is our Spiker solution, so we're not really worried about that. Strength is a decent solution for Spikers, right? Because you just make your attacks deal a bunch of damage. Hey, Blem. Yeah. Limit break. We could break our limits. I actually don't know what the record is. I know we've lost, what is it, 3 runs? No, I think we've lost 4 runs. But we don't have any strength to start with. We've been offered a Flex and an Inflame, but we didn't take either. Just doesn't seem necessary. I mean, currently it just, like, draws a card and blocks for 3, so it's not, like, the worst thing in the world. I wish that Limit Break Plus still exhausted, but just costs 0. Would it be better or worse if that was the case? Are we trying for a Dropkick Infinite? Yeah, probably. We don't have the full thing yet, but we've got a small deck and a Dropkick, so we were thinking about it. Do we ever pick armaments? No, there's not really any important upgrades in the deck. It's really just like Dark Embrace, True Grit, and then a bunch of just small number increases. I think I'm gonna skip here. We do have Headbutt, so the Limit Break is if we get some strength, the Limit Break can definitely do some stuff. Yeah, it's just not what the deck is doing. I guess we do a Flex Spot. I didn't think about the Flex Spot. Flex Spot Limit Break is pretty sick. It doesn't cost much, right? Because it exhausts right now. We're unlikely to have it forcibly upgraded. I don't know. So picking Limit Break with a Flex Spot in the bar is like we're just trying to shore up our Hexaghost fight. But I'm not sure that's actually necessary. I feel like Rampage Headbutt... Well, I don't know. I think I've had Rampage Headbutt decks that lost to Hexaghost. I think it might not be fast enough. This deck does exhaust down pretty quickly. But, you know, he adds burns, so you can't really exhaust that far down. And, like, we have a True Grit, but I don't really like that position. We also have 50 health, so we're not getting immediately killed. One hard pool fight left. Hopefully that just gets solved by Immolate on turn 1. Yeah, I'm gonna skip it. Feel no pain. Pummel is the most block. Seems like it blocks out, so let's do that. Immolate. Fucking Clash, really? This is twice in a row. Why? That's upsetting. I don't like Clash. Alright. There's a dual wield. Oh wait, there's a dropkick. We don't need to pick a dual wield, just take the other dropkick. It's right there. Why did I start looking at this one? This one's on left. Alright, well we just pick dropkick and go infinite then, right? Body slam's not bad either. Okay. Weak pot's pretty effective against Hexaghost. Power pot definitely can be pretty useful. If it's like demon form, that's pretty nice. But weak pot is reliably useful. Yeah, Sparkle Crash thought he knows the knows the plan. We have 2 drop kicks. If we can get down to a 5-card deck, that's our happy place. One of those 5 cards is Second Wind. Yeah, I think Weak Pot's better than Power Pot here. Maybe it's better than Flex Pot too. Flex Pot's too good. Pummels. Get the fuck out of here. Upgrade seems like it should go on Dark Embrace. It seems like we're just trying to turn 1 infinite, and Dark Embrace getting decosted seems like a part of that. True Grit. I don't think we really need a True Grit upgrade. We just play it when no dropkicks are in hand, and then there you go. Not scared enough of the Ghost of Smith Bash. Does Smith Bash help? I guess it increases our vulnerable uptime. Are we actually going to be able to infinite in this fight? I suspect the answer to that is no, right? Here, I have to look up Hexaghost, because he gives you 2 burns on turn 3, is that right? So, first 2 does nothing, and then he hits you for a bunch, and then Seer on turn 3 gives you 2 burns, yeah. So, we either have to be able to infinite with at least 2 burns in the deck, or we have to infinite before turn 3. And I don't think either of those is happening. So we have 16 cards in the deck. We remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nope. 6, 7, remove 7 cards, so it's a 9-card deck. Permanent cards, but then how do we even draw 10 cards? We have to like Dark Embrace into shenanigans to draw 9 cards. Yeah, we just can't. There's no infinite here. So, like, if we upgrade Dark Embrace, we're increasing our the rate at which we can infinite later in the game, but it basically doesn't help us at all in the Hexaghost fight. What is the most helpful thing in the Hexaghost fight? True Grit Plus is actually insane in Hexaghost. Hitting just burns. Maybe that's what Sasugote meant. Yeah, Blood for Blood's reasonable too. Honestly, it might be Pummel. If we can have Vulnerable up and draw 2 Pummels in a hand, getting a Pummel plus is kind of a big deal. I guess it's really not, though. Just adds 1 more proc. It's probably not correct. If Blood for Blood comes online and hits while vulnerable, it does 33 damage. That is a ton. Also, it makes it cheaper. Blood for Blood is likely going to be a remove target later, so it feels kind of inefficient to upgrade Blood for Blood. The order of operations for removes is probably like Blood for Blood, Infernal Blade, Headbutt, Rampage, Immolate. Yeah, let's upgrade the True Grit. I think that's a reasonable choice. I think Bash or True Grit would both be reasonable. 53 is an uncomfortably high amount of health. I do not like that. Max damage here is Immolate, Infernal Blade most likely. Feel No Pain could help us block next turn. Next turn is a big concern. Let's develop that. Are we playing Immolate every time we see it, or are we trying to moderate our immolation? When do we have to infinite? We can't infinite in this fight. We are not going to be able to. We don't have the stuff yet. We gotta rampage him to death. I think I want to avoid the burn. I have a reasonable alternate play. Oh. I guess I have 2 rampages now. Too bad rampage is not like claw. Okay, Intimidate is super good with Feel No Pain on the big attack turn. Do we just trigger the bash? No, it's gotta be... Huh, what is it? I guess we could pummel and then find another card to trigger it. I guess we don't need the pummel, but we have a flex spot in the bar. Flex spot's so good. We're never not playing Rampage. Maybe we just bash Rampage. Say, come at me. We take 15. This blocks for 12, though. 12 is a lot. But so is bash Rampage. I don't want to skip Rampage. There's no way that's happening. Yeah, could trigger it pummel for sure. How likely are we to draw 1 cost card? There's 2 misses. So if we trigger the pummel, we play Rampage, trigger it, and 67% of the time the card we draw. If it's Headbutt, that's a super highlight reel, right? We get to Headbutt the Rampage. Oh, there's no Dark Embrace, good point. So we'd just be wasting an energy. Pummel trigger at Rampage does draw a card, but we'd have to trigger it before. I guess like bash Rampage. This is a race, we have to win the race. We can't let him have turn 8. Delicious Headbutt dropkick. Is Blood for Blood better than Rampage? No. We need to get those Rampage procs. Oh, right. Bottle. Put Blood for Blood in the shuffle, because drawing it's really good. Immolate has skipped 2 shuffles now. Rampage Headbutt keeps doing its thing. We are taking 12 here, though, if we don't weak bot. I guess I'll just weak bot. We only have 30% potion chance, and weak bot is good at the beginning of Act 2, but the health cost is reasonable here. Could bash dropkick for pummel. Yeah, that's true. Or for true grit. It's not really a good true grit target. I'm just gonna rampage. And then no pot. No pot is disrespectful. I'm not gonna disrespect Hexaghost like that. We don't really need dropkicks. We actually haven't developed Dark Embrace still, so we can't shuffle. Oh wait, this would shuffle because Ink Bottle. I guess I want the Rampage in the shuffle. The other Rampage. Oh great. Okay. This is lethal next turn. We gotta give it to Rampage though, right? Bonk. Okay. Impervious seems good. It's a non-permanent card, blocks for 30. You're always looking for a front-loaded block going into Act 2. Seems imminently reasonable. I think I probably could have set up Ink Bottle better that turn. I had 2 turns to set it up. So. Yeah, our pot chance was all over the map here. We got up to like 70% chance, and now we're down to 20. We got like a bunch of potions in a row at the end. That was very weird. Did we literally get 5 potions in a row? That's what happens. Has to happen for you to go from 70 to 20. I feel like that is what happened. No, there's... How in the world? Either way, we got really lucky. Yeah, Impervious is super dope, right? Second Immolate is kind of a thing. You can just immolate your way through, like, triple Jawworm fights and pretty reasonable opponents. But we have 2 dropkicks, so we kind of, like, have a plan, and we don't really need a side plan here. We've already got 1 immolate. So we just take the Impervious for the purposes of not dying in Act 2. Okay. Fusion Hammer. I was kind of worried about Fusion Hammer. That's why I wanted to get the Dark Embrace upgraded. Would you like an Evolve? Probably, yeah. Evolve is just so strong for Act 4. I think if we pick a Fusion Hammer, probably no on Evolve later, because Evolve Plus is what you're looking for, but if we pick Phylostone, probably yes on Evolve. I think it probably is Phylostone here. No, I don't think True Grit is more important. True Grit is better for Hexaghost specifically, because you want to target burns. But for most fights, True Grit minus is fine. It's not really a problem. I mean, I did take the upgrade. I value it. I just... I don't think it's super important. Hold on a second. If we got like a peace pipe, then fusion hammer is great. We can just like use the campsites for something else that still like progresses us really quickly. Does Firestone ever kill us in Act 2? We're not really worried about birds because we have double pummel. It's pretty easy for us to knock down birds. It's possible we bottom deck them. Other important Philostone fights, the Heart, Awakened One, Flying Spaghetti Monster, Reptomancer to some extent. Yeah, I don't think any of those is, like, killing us right now. I mean, a lot of those are immolate fights, right? Reptomancers, specifically. Flying Spaghetti Monster is irritating, but by the time we get to Act 3, we should be pretty reliably infinite, so I think that most of those are just, like, not an actual problem. Like, Awakened One. I guess Time Eater gets pretty good benefit from Philostone. How do we feel about against Time Eater? We still got the Rampage. Feel No Pain's pretty good at blocking in that fight. I don't think I'm too concerned. Alright, let's just take Philostone. I think this is pretty safe. We should be infinite by turn 2 of the Heart fight, I would imagine. And we don't currently have a plan for infinite block against the Heart. And it's actually kind of difficult to get one with a dropkick loop. It's not like we have access to Talk to the Hand. We need, like, Sundial or Abacus or Kunai or something to get a lot of block. We'll probably get something, though. No, we have not seen Abacus. Okay, Hyper Beam guy. Going to Shops is good. Shops are shot on goal for Abacus. It's card removes. We've got some money to spend. I could see us going to 2 Shops this act. Looks like that costs us a 3 elite act, though. If we go to 2 Shops, we only get 2 elites. 2 elites, 2 fires. The 3 elite line also gets 2 fires. Question marks are quite good. Act 2 question marks have a lot of removes in them. Also, the library. Typically, we like get our last card for for our infinite from the library a lot. We already have our infinite, so we don't need that. But the library is still good. It's like we find like a second win at a library this time. Obviously, there are bad ones too. Bites. The way we killed ourselves a couple of days ago was we took apparitions and then drew them in at the wrong time. Or, well, that's not quite true. We were too slow. I think the double shop plan is correct. Get 2 removes. Impervious is good here. We can do Impervious Rampage Headbutt. I don't know if we really need to scale a Rampage in this fight, but I guess I'll try. Now we have no block. Do we have lethal? If we flex pot, pummel, rampage, explosive pot. Sits for 7 times 4. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 21 is 49, not close. If we Dark Embrace pummel, what are we hoping to draw? Intimidate would be nice. We draw a card whenever we play our next card. I don't think we're skipping Rampage this turn, so let's start with that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pummel dropkick just to take his armor off. Might as well use the flex spot too. Yeah, stunning is possible here. Bash dropkick draws a card. One of these two. Pummel. Nope. Feel the Pain Intimidate Shrug is pretty close to blocking out. Or actually does block out. We're a pummel and another attack away from stunning here. Oh my god, we got it. Sit down. Parasite. I guess we want to set up Ink Bottle. Okay. Yeah, Immolate was lethal. We were trying to set up Ink Bottle. We didn't want lethal. Second Feel No Pain. Feel No Pain is incredibly good at the end game. Second Headbutt would... No worries. Backseating's fine. I have the backseating allowed tag, so I feel like chat should be allowed to interact. The most natural way to interact is backseating. I mean, like, you know, because of that interaction, you understand something about the round, right? I'm trying to set up a model. You might have understood it already, but I get to say it. It's content. It's a non-permanent card. Could cost us a turn, make us a little slower. But the upside is really big. See? So if we had 2 Feel No Pains, then, like, True Grit is now blocking for, like, 15? True Grit is 1 energy, block for 15, draw a card, reduce your deck size by 1. That is a hell of a card. Yeah, I mean, we still don't have a good answer to how do we deal with Time Eater. So it's possible that that's just like we play True Grit 3 times a turn. And drop kick a bunch. So I can Feel No Pain makes that a lot more efficient. We're trying to go to shop. These guys say, no, give me your money. Probably going to end up using both potions here. We get full value out of our block pot, so might as well use that. Impervious is nice. If we dropkick him, he goes to perfect explosive pot range. I would like to save the explosive pot for potential gremlin later, if possible. So let's actually use the big dropkick, because then he's in headbutt range. And pummel. Wow, they both are attacking. What a bunch of jerks. I think we have lethal, though. Yeah. Second entrench being offered of the run. Seems like we've got our plan. Don't really need to switch to an entrench plan. Wild Strike would be good if we had an evolve. Maybe. If we had evolve and second wind, certainly. It says plus on it, does 17 damage. Could help us solve a slaver on turn 1, for example. Wild Strike, Immolate, Explosive Pot, kind of stuff. Doesn't seem super necessary, but it's definitely more damage efficient than, or more effective damage than Dropkick. Previous to the Infinite. I'll skip it. Brimstone. Give the enemies all the strength. Well, there's the Evolve. Interesting. Could pick Happy Flower to give us even more stuff to set up at the end of fights. Probably want to do a card remove. Hand of Greed says plus on it. Hand of Greed plus pays off absurdly quickly. You'll need to proc it 8 times. And it kind of just pays for itself by being a 2-cost deal 25 in the deck. It's not really like it needs to give you money back to be good. I guess if we wanted that, we could just pick Carnage, which is even better, but... yeah, Uppercut would be an additional source of vulnerable, which would be nice for the dropkick loop. It also removes 2 artifact charges, which is fairly significant in Hyper Beam Guy fight. Because if we want an infinite Hyper Beam Guy, we're going to need to remove 3 artifact charges and then apply vulnerable. So I could definitely see Uppercut being a pick here. Disarm also does some work in that direction. So if we do Uppercut, Disarm, Evolve, Card Remove, we've spent most of the money. We're left with like 70 or something. Uppercut plus Disarm is 164, plus Evolve is 203, plus Card Remove is 278. So we're left with 25. That's less than I thought. Disarm is good in Gremlin Leader. Somewhat good in Book of Stabbing fight. It's very good in Book of Stabbing. Somewhat good. It also says Exhaust on it, which draws a card and blocks in the deck. It's good against the heart. Helps ameliorate the downside of the Philosopher's Stone. Seems like an all-round good card. Not buying any relics is kind of sad. Adding a bunch of non-permanent cards to the deck, also kind of sad. Makes us combo slower. But I think our combo speed is less important than being able to combo, which is kind of what's in question for Hyper Beam Guy. Yeah, we've had Limit Break, Brimstone in the run. That's true. The second flex we've seen. We saw an Inflame earlier. Honestly, like, Limit Break is just good. We could just pick Limit Break, too. The argument for Limit Break is, like, if we're against Time Eater, it makes us scale our damage really quickly. So we can just rely on Dropkick loops to kill him. Which would do a tremendous amount of damage. Even if it's, like, turn 3, getting 6 strength, and then hitting him with a Dropkick is, like, it's 14, but it's actually 21 because he's vulnerable. 21 damage, 12 times a turn? Seems good. This kills the Time Eater. I also do I appreciate the meme of having Philosopher's Stone into immediate Brimstone. Just like, screw you enemies, take all the strength. I like how both us and the enemies get 2 strength on turn 1. Yeah. There are some downsides to Brimstone as well. Yeah, I think it's Uppercut, Disarm, Evolve, card remove. What's card remove? Blood for blood? Infernal Blade? Headbutt? All in good time. I think blood for blood's first. Okay. Really bought the crap out of that shop. Bought a whole lot of stuff. It's good stuff, though. Okay. Uppercut, dropkick does some stuff. Let's get this cultist dead. Feeling the Pain blocks with dazes. It's important to get that developed. Bash, dropkick chosen. I'm gonna play Immolate this turn, so I do the dropkick first, so we don't run out of energy. Evolve, Feeling the Pain's great. I guess Impervious this turn. I guess Infernal Blade Headbutt also blocks out. And, we get to headbutt something. We don't have any damage next turn. Oh wait, that's not true. We have Evolve up, so these are 3 random draws. There's only 2 cards in the drop pile. Yeah, I want to kill next turn. Oh, it's a dropkick. That's something. Well, now she's dead to Immolate, right? Okay. Moo! You little cow, baby. Are you gonna grow up to be a big cow? Alright, ink bottle stuff. Shrug Pummel Immolate does it. Oh, that actually doesn't kill. I've made a mistake. We can't get any more damage on the last card. I guess we could use it. Explosive Pot to set up Ink Bottle. Or we could try to wheel it around. Play Dark Embrace. Draw some more cards. Seems really unlikely we're able to wheel it around. And it's a little bit risky to leave her alive. I guess technically Immolate leaves her alive too, which is the problem. So we could Immolate and then next turn play a bunch of cards to not kill her, pointedly. Not too many of these cards don't kill her. It's pretty much just True Grit. So I guess the max number of cards is gonna be Dark Embrace. Do we reliably kill her next turn? If we draw Burn, Daze, Bash... No, these don't count as cards because we evolve up. So we draw... Pummel... No. There's no way we don't kill her. Let's play Dark Embrace. Okay. True Grit to exhaust the deck faster. Could be... think I'd rather save that slot for a second wind. We've already got True Grit Plus, and it remains to be a fairly trim deck, so we're getting that True Grit fairly reliably. I don't think he really needs a friend. Metallicize seems bad, Clothesline seems unnecessary. We've already got an Uppercut, and maybe we'll add a Shockwave or something later. Okay, so I wanted to get to the early shop. This is a little bit, we could go either way here. If we go left, we could get the other shop. It's looking like we spent all of our money at the first shop, so maybe that's not a great plan. Go right to get an extra elite. We have to fight a Mega Elite there, which makes our pathing a little bit easier for Act 3. Do we ever die? We'll probably upgrade here, and then maybe rest there if we need to. I don't think we ever die. Okay. The book. Necronomicon gives us double Immolate and double Uppercut, but it also gives us a Curse. If we get Blue Candle, Necronomicon is like infinite block and infinite card draw. Draws us our 10 card hand. It's kind of cute. Obviously costs a lot of health to do that, but... if we get Nurleys, we get... That's just good. If we get... oh no, Encarilden is the one that's just good. Nurleys is like sometimes bad. Nurleys can give us second wind. Usually gives you stuff that's useful per fight. You're allowed to skip Nurleys. Right? Here, let me look this up. Great. Yeah, you can skip it. So the only thing that force adds a card to the deck is Necronomicon. Is Necronomicon net positive? Because of these two? Suspicion? Definitely be useful for Uppercut. If we get Necronomicon, Uppercut immediately puts vulnerable on Hyper Beam guy. Which is like a considerable challenge for the run. This Hyper Beam guy. So we have to count Necronomicon as good, right? And I think we'll be able to make room for the card. We have a 20 card deck currently. We remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. So we're currently a 9 card deck. We're not under a ton of pressure to remove cards. I counted True Grit as 1 card remove because I'm thinking like through the first shuffle. But in reality, True Grit can remove everything that isn't permanent. Although we're going to want a second wind at some point. If we can find one. Yeah, I guess we read the book. How does the 16 health make you feel? Go to 46. Or no, excuse me, 36. 36 probably makes us rest here. We've also got a cheeky Snecko Isle in the bar. So we can, if we get Necronomicon, we can do some somewhat silly stuff. I guess that doesn't, like, really help us, right? It's not like we want pummels to cost 2, you know? Maybe if we'd done the Brimstone Limit Break thing, we'd want a pummel to cost 2. So, okay, so basically it's book versus upgrade, right? If we skip the book, we take an upgrade here, and we fight this elite at 52 health. If we take the book, we rest, and we go a little bit higher than our current health, so it's 52 times 0.3 is 15, so actually we lose 1 net health. We go to 51 if we take the book and rest. So we lose 1 net health for one of those 3. The upgrade would probably go on Dark Embrace. Is that right? Feels right. Dark Embrace feels pretty difficult to play. The problem with the book is if you get, like, Enchirialden, for example, it's entirely likely that you get, like, a very useless card, right? You can get, like, Berserk from Nurles. And so if you rely on the book, like, okay, so the Slay the Spire is a statistical game, right? You can sort of, like, summarize how your deck operates over the long term. And, like, Nurles definitely makes us lose less health in fights. If we could have a Nurles for free, I would take it. Or, sorry, Enchirialden is what I'm talking about. If we could have Enchirialden for free, we would take it every time, because it makes us gain health in fights on average. But if, like in this situation, if there's only, like, really just specific fights in the game that we care about, like, Spikers, we care about Time Eater, we care about the Heart, and other stuff in the middle, like, probably is not going to stop us, then it's entirely possible that you go into the Heart fight, and Enchirialden gives you a Berserk and says, get the fuck out of here, right? And we're like, Enchirialden, we've been relying on that corruption, you know? Like, Enchirialden could betray you when you need it most. And all of the books are like that, except for Necronomicon. Necronomicon's just does what it does. But, you know, adds a card to the deck. So if we're taking the inspiration from Max's stream earlier, where you don't go for the, like, high variance thing when you're in a strong position, you go for the low variance thing, then we just take a Dark Embrace upgrade, because Dark Embrace upgrade always makes us better, whereas the book only makes us better sometimes. And, like, we don't really care about statistics. We want every time advantages. Dark Embrace is an every time advantage. This is a sometimes helpful thing. Having said that out loud, Dark Embrace upgrade cannot be worth as much as Nurles on it, or as a Necronomicon, as a book on average, right? All of the books are pretty useful, and, like, Dark Embrace Plus we'll probably just get at some point anyway. So I guess we shouldn't think about Dark Embrace, right? Because Dark Embrace is, like, is the upgrade we would do next. But what we should think about is the last marginal upgrade before the fights that are likely to otherwise kill us, right? So, like, if we're worried about Time Eater, we should worry about the last upgrade before Time Eater. That's the one we're actually skipping, because we're not actually skipping Dark Embrace. If we rest here, we just upgrade Dark Embrace here, right? So we don't actually lose out on Dark Embrace Plus. We lose out on, like, Feel No Pain Plus or something. And, like, losing out on Feel No Pain Plus feels like it's definitely worth a book. Right? So let's take a book. I did the health wrong. That's more health than I was thinking. Because it's 21 health, it's not 16. For some reason, the pre-Ascension 15 number is the number that I remember when I see the book event. Okay, so we got Nurles. And then we do rest here. Yeah, I think we're at serious risk of dying if we don't rest. Okay. Okay. No damage. We could try to Snecko Oil into some damage. Specifically, Immolate would be the best case here. Hey, Pix and Lois. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the sub. 10 months. It's an awfully long time. One of the founding stalwart members of the channel, Pix and Lois. Appreciate it. Thanks for baking with me. How are you doing today? Too long. Get out of here. What are you still doing hanging out here? It's been 10 months. Don't you have stuff to do? Maybe we play Feel No Pain, True Grit, and then snack a while. But then we might not be able to play Immolate if we try it. Sorry for reminding you of your responsibilities. We could also draw Impervious. We don't really want to draw that yet. What are we True Gritting? Disarm? Disarm is useful on Leader, but not tremendously useful. Could do the other Feel No Pain. Yeah, let's do the other Feel No Pain. We don't really need two in this fight. Alright, Snickawell, what do you got for me? We did get Immolate. Also got Dark Embrace for 0. Uppercut for 0. I guess I'm gonna uppercut Leader first to get the Vulnerable. Okay. That seemed like it went well. Second wind would hit Ascender's Bane, Evolve, Shrug It Off, and Impervious in the current draw pile. It doesn't seem super useful. We do have Burn, though. But we also have a True Grit. We just skip here. Get him, boys. Oh, where are the boys at? Okay, he's summoning, so we might as well just headbutt ourselves into another Immolate. Get the Evolve down so it doesn't hurt us too bad with the Burn. Shoot. Now I can't play these cards because I don't want to draw the Immolate. That's a mistake. Beanfire. I kind of forgot how good Nurles is. I feel like I was significantly underselling Nurles there. Nurles is like kind of bonkers. Just get Fiendfires and stuff. Actually, we have lethal, huh? 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess it's not lethal. It's 50. Well, I don't want to take 11 either, so I guess I'll take 2. Those aren't damage, we just want the damage to finish them off. Are you not done yet? Seems like you're done. Oops, god damn it. So careful about trying to set up the ink bottle. And just did it wrong. Does Nurles have a higher chance of seeing rare cards? It just has an even probability of seeing all cards, which is a much higher chance of seeing rare cards than normal, so arguably yes. Warcry actually does some pretty insane stuff in the deck. We've got an Evolve and a Dark Embrace and 2 Feel No Pains. So if there's a wound on top of the deck, Warcry draws what? If we get an Evolve plus, the Warcry draws 5 cards, costs 0, blocks for 6. Actually 6 cards. Draw 6 cards, block for 6. Yeah. So it's pretty good. It's like an offering, but with no health cost and no energy, I guess. We don't always have those things down, and if we don't, and we don't have an upgrade, then this is -1 hand size, which is an issue. But it lets us put stuff back on top for later, like if we have an Impervious and we know we want that next turn, or something like that. We draw a Rampage, but we can't play it. We can put it back on top. Seems like a really solid pick here. Okay. This turn's kind of garbage. Let's see if we can find a better thing. Okay. Yep, no better things available. I guess I'll put the True Grit on top because we need to block next turn. Ooh, better things. Bludgeon Pummel is not lethal on Spirit Guardian. Almost, though. So let's just do it on Sentry. Intimidate's nice for peeling off artifact charges. I guess we don't have any of the powers yet. Maybe it's not good. Evolve's good in the fight. Intimidate peels off artifact charges, but it might be the true grit target. I want to get the evolve down, and these both do 8, so it doesn't matter which one we play. Yeah, I think Intimidate's going to be the true grit target. Uppercut makes him vulnerable. We already have an uppercut in the draw pile, though. Havoc says exhaust. Could hit a 2-cost card. Okay. Double feel no pain Havoc. You feel Mucky Punk. Hit Impervious, that'd be super nice. Alright, Pummel Box. Yeah. Take 12. Impervious is great. Got in 2 Impervii this turn. Kind of more than is necessary. Pummeled out of your mind. I guess so. What does that even mean? Is pummel a drug in this context? We can Dark Embrace Impervious to shuffle, but then this Impervious skips a shuffle. That's not what we want. Yeah, Pummel's fun. Extra bash? I don't know. I feel like we're supposed to be headbutting Rampage, but I can't find the line that makes that good. I guess we only want to play 2 cards. Well, we only can play 2 cards this turn, so we're going to have an Ink Bottle set up for next turn. If we play Dark Embrace Impervious, or rather, Impervious Dark Embrace, we got a Art of War proc. It makes a dug 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 sound. Yeah, it does. Some great sound. The Dark Embrace just doesn't feel necessary. Alright, whatever. Battle Trance seems good next turn. Maybe. We did redraw the Impervious. Havoc could do something. We could Havoc into Bludgeon. Sure. Oh, you tease. Off by 1 card. These Dazes are actually blocking out. We can save the Impervious. Let's do Dash Drop Kick. This draws the Rampage. We're almost there. You know, it'll do it. Okay, we're gonna play 3 cards. Can we do it? Twitch chat. 1, 2, 3. We did it. All right. 1, 2, 3. Second uppercut to no. Body slam plus. I mean, Feel No Pain's second wind does generate a lot of block. We don't have a second wind or like a barricade. We have an impervious, and like Neuralies sometimes gives us more impervious. Cards are Kronger though, right? We gotta avoid putting more cards in the deck. Does Uppercut need help removing his artifact charges? Kinda does. If we play both Shockwave and Uppercut, we land vulnerable. If we play Shockwave last, we get 3 vulnerable. It's expensive. Shockwave, usually worth it, but I think Shockwave's slot kind of got picked here. Unclear, but whether that's good. I guess if we're going to be a 5 energy deck after this act, the Shockwave cost is pretty low. I'm willing to pay 40% of my turns energy to get a Shockwave down. Yeah, it's true. It can be relevant that we don't have AoE vulnerable, right? Like we might not be able to fit in a second bash in a like triple jawworm fight, where we would otherwise be infinite, but then people run out of vulnerable. I mean, Shockwave is such a card, right? With Feel No Pains and stuff too. 2 costs, 3 vulnerable, 3 weak to all enemies, draw a card, block for 6. Just does a lot. Bag of Preparation. I keep finding bags of prep on my Pandora's Box runs. I'm not sure why. It's like almost everyone has a bag of prep in the bar. I appreciate it. I guess there was a period where I got like 3 sundials in a row. I think that just happens, right? It's just sometimes you find the same relic 3 runs in a row. Sometimes you don't. Occasionally, there was actually a couple of runs where Filter the Spire, it looked at just 1 seed. I think I ended up having 3 Pandoras in a row, where it was just like 1, 1, 1. But this time it was like 50, so definitely doesn't happen every time. Okay, do we need a rest to beat this elite? What's the worst case scenario? We haven't fought any elites yet this act, right? No, we just fought one. This was Gremlin Leader. Okay. So it's either Slaver or Book. Book only hits for 3 times X if he is disarmed and weakened. Which is nice. And we can kind of deal with wounds with Evolve and True Grit and Nurla's. We're gonna fight 2 elites either way, right? We're forced into one of them, so it's basically just do we want an extra fire and to get a Mega Elite. How highly do you value getting a Fire Elite in Act 1? Sometimes Fire Elites I avoid in Act 1. It kind of depends, right? Like, floor 6 Mega Elites, I pretty much never do. But if you can do, like, a floor, like, 12 Mega Elite, it's a pretty high priority. Yeah, if is a big question in Act 1. In like, future acts, it's more of a, like, pathing inconvenience than it is, like, a significant challenge, I feel like. I feel like Act 3 Mega Elites are basically just the same as regular Act 3 Elites. Act 2, it still matters a bit, especially if we get Strength. Yeah. I think we're always going left. It's just a question of do we upgrade or rest. We already rested once in the act. We've got 2 explosive pots, but it can't be Gremlin Leader. So the best case scenario is Slavers for the pots. Double explosive pot Immolate does tend to solve Slavers pretty easily. Especially if we get like Shockwave. Shockwave Immolate, just solve the whole fight on turn 1. Is Act 1 Fire Elite ever worth it if a fire's on a different path through Act 1? I think, yeah, if you don't have, like, yeah, it does depend a ton. If you don't have any upgrades that are critical, I would say yes. If you think you can survive it, and you're not missing out on, like a Dark Embrace level upgrade, then I would take the green key if you can. If you're only skipping a fire. So, I feel pretty confident that we can fight this elite with this health. But can we fight this elite? Less confident. Immolate is pretty good. Back to elites. Disarm's good at the one that Immolate's not good at. Seems like we're in good shape. We draw extra cards on turn 1, so we're likely to get the disarm and Immolate. We're definitely strong. I guess we can just skip the second one. If we get really beat up, we can take a hard pool fight. Hard pool fights are not free either, but like maybe this is library and we like heal or something. I think it's possible here. Evolve plus, Feel No Pain plus, Warcry plus. Oh wait, Dark Embrace. Duh. I thought we already did. We've talked about Dark Embrace so much. I thought it's already done. It's not. Pick the good one. Okay. All right. Uppercut, True Grit, blocks. Get a headbutt on the uppercut if we want, or just pummel. We're also drawing a card. Let's see what the card is. Infernal Blade. Alright, I guess we play Infernal Blade, and then if it's a good card, we play it, and if it's a bad card, we can True Grit it. God damn it. I guess 12 damage for 0 is fine. Okay. I kind of want the Shockwave, but I don't know if I'm willing to add one to the deck. There's already one in the deck. I think the answer is no. There's no wounds to draw, so we don't need to play this before we draw. Aha, your healing is futile. Might as well Shockwave first. Get some extra damage on Mystic. I'll take Whirlwind because we're trying to win in 2 cards next turn if we can. Actually, maybe Sever Soul? It's more damage for 2 energy. How likely are we to be energy constrained? I don't know if 2 cards is realistic. I guess Rampage and Whirlwind. So we're gonna have 4 energy. So we do 15 plus 8, it's only 23. Oh wait, no, she's gonna be vulnerable. So this hits for 7 times X, and this hits for 12 times 1. So 12 plus 7 times 3 is 21. So we're doing 33 damage. She's healing up to 36 here. So yeah, we just can't get her. Oh wait, this is 16, this is 15, so maybe this is more. So this gets 24, 24 plus 12 is 36. So this is lethal next turn if we draw it. We got it, is it lethal? 24 plus 12, yep, sweet. We mathed her. We got her with the math. Hey, Stixu. How's it going? Good morning. Who has a no math in mode? I love that. Math, no. Math forbidden. Perfected Strike is horrible in Pandora's Box runs. No reading, no math. I think that the best emotes are emotes that chat can use when the streamer does something characteristic. So if he's like, no math, no reading, then people in chat can be like, no math emote, go. It's a really, really solid emote on a number of different axes. It's also just like graphically nice. It's hard to make words readable in emotes because you have such little space, but they really managed to smash those letters together, get it to happen. Anger's terrible. I don't know why I would pick a Brutality. Okay, regenerating Book of Stabbing. We did not get Disarm on turn 1. Nor did we get any source of weak. So that's unfortunate. Max block here is Feel No Pain, Double Pummel, Infernal Blade. We also have an Ink Bottle draw coming. Let's just play Feel No Pain and see what we get. Also, 25 attack on turn 1. You jerk. Okay, we did get Shockwave, so we can Shockwave Pummel now. Or Shockwave Dropkick, rather. Could also Dark Embrace to draw a card, but then we can't play the Dropkick, so probably not. Shrug. Blocks for more than Pummel. Technically, Infernal Blade could block for more than Shrug if it's Infernal Blade into Iron Wave. That also does damage. What does that emote mean, Max? Does it mean that you don't make your bed? Or that you don't sleep? It's the people. I don't get it. Both. What's the... I guess Infernal Blade can do lots of busted stuff, right? It could be Bludgeon. The corporate entity of Big Bed. Fight the good fight, man, I believe. Infernal Blade also gives 2 procs for Ink Bottle. Seems pretty unlikely we're proccing Ink Bottle next turn. But we'll definitely proc it again in the fight, I would imagine. How important is proccing Rampage in this fight? I hope it's not very important. I love how quickly Max gave up on his, like, anti-Big Bed position. Literally, one chat message subsided between anti-Big Bed and Big Bed's a chill. It's like such a weird topic that you gave up on so easily after taking a strong stand. Redbeardy, I read your comment, and for some reason, it just, like, something clicked in my mind, and now you are a member of Team Rocket. I don't know why. I think it's the red name. Team Rocket seems like the right place for Redbeardy. Pokemon is such a weird universe, because there's, like, just, like, children forcing animals to fight to the death everywhere. And Team Rocket is, like, stealing people's pets. And nobody seems to care about it. It's a very strange universe. They have animals running power plants and stuff. I guess it's not technically to the death, but it's until they get tired, you know? Oh, I don't want to fight anymore. I've been hit by too many attacks, and now I want to go to sleep. Sure. Oh, is it to the death on the manga? Huh. Wow, Pokemon would be a very different game if it was to the death. You catch this rare Pokemon and you're like, I don't want to fight anybody. Yeah, but Giovanni's a jerk. Doesn't obey the rules. So Stroganoff blocks for 8. We block for 11, takes 7. Rampage does 12 damage. Gets a Rampage stack. Every game has Nuzlocke? Wait, what does that even mean? I don't understand what that's talking about. What's Nuzlocke? Alright, I'm gonna Rampage. I think the damage is important. Okay. Drawing cards. Disarm's good in the fight. Probably want to play Feel No Pain first. But then I also want to play Evolve in the fight, because I'm starting to get burns, and then I don't get to play Immolate. Feel No Pain blocks for 6 this turn. Evolve draws, like, minimum 3 cards. Seems like it's more important than the Feel No Pain, unless we die, and then the Feel No Pain was more important. After the disarm, oh, he has 1 strength because of the Philo Stone. I thought that he was going to round down to 3 with weak and disarm, but that's not correct. So he's going to go from 8 to 6 to 4. Okay. So he's hitting for 4 times 3, which is 12. If we do Feel No Pain, double exhaust, we block out. And get the Immolate down, but then we skip Evolve, which is kind of a big deal. We have Headbutt to get Evolve back, but Headbutt's probably committed to Rampage. I'm gonna do Feel No Pain. I wanna get that block. Carnage. Reckless Charge really wants us to have played the Evolve. Intimidate's not necessary next turn. He's got 3 weak. Way to make the game harder. Catch 1 Pokemon per route and permadeath. Huh. That sounds hard. I kind of feel like Pokemon doesn't get more fun if you make it harder. A lot of games get more fun when you make them harder. I don't know if Pokemon's one of them. This Battle Trance is going to fight this Ink Bottle later this next turn. Hopefully we're drawing Impervious next turn for block. Impervious Carnage is a pretty reasonable turn. Huh. I think I'll just take a Carnage and let it exhaust because it blocks for 6. Potentially. Obviously, we could play it. Alright, let's see. I guess the way to draw the most cards is to Warcry last, right? So we could, like, True Grit, Uppercut, Warcry. True Grit and 2 exhausts blocks out, so we don't need the block from Warcry particularly. Let's see what the card is. I'm pretty fine exhausting Bash here, especially with Uppercut getting played. I think we probably just want to put Battle Trance on top for next turn. Or we could put Carnage on top. Yeah, let's just put Carnage on top. Nope, these are bad. Unfortunately our Headbutt missed. Carnage Impervious blocks out. Bit of a waste of Impervious. We can block for 12 with Carnage Pummel. Or not play Carnage and Pummel. But then we're like just playing Headbutt and Pummel. It's pretty awkward. So I think we'll just play Impervious and Carnage. Is Corruption good? Makes my True Grit and Shrug cost 0. That's about it. Infernal Blade. Yeah, that's... I mean, those cards cost 3 already. So we're just paying up front for them. Seems bad. Body Slam just lost its Impervious, so I think that's not good either. Oh, I should have played the Evolve before the True Grit, because there's a burn in the drop out. Infernal Blade needs to get played because it exhausts, and that's how we block. So we're probably going to play both of those. We got a Body Slam anyway. Okay. Well, I guess I'll play it. Is this lethal? 24 plus 12? 1 off, so we use an Explosive Butt for lethal. Sits at Ink Bottle, seems great. Then Nunchaku. Welcome to the chat, Nunchaku. What was wrong with the order? Oh, the exhaust. I say we could have saved the Explosive Butt, you're right. But, you know, we had 40% potion chance, and 2 of the same potion. Wasn't a huge deal. But, you know, we could fight Slavers next, so... We could put a Clash in the deck. Then we don't have to keep discovering them from Infernal Blade. It didn't turn out to matter, but I should have done it right. You're right, Hapachapa. Hapachapa? Nope. Do we just sleep here? Kinda like sleeping. If we read, we're looking for Second Wind, right? Second Wind is a pretty big pickup. We're practicing for Ornithopter value. There we go. Redbeardy's got it. We don't have an Ornithopter, but we might get one at some point. We've got to be ready. Gotta get our potion drinking muscles trained up. Glug. 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 Oh, probably shouldn't do that. This is the internet. Reading. So reading gets... Okay, so let's assume we don't get Second Wind. What do we get from that read that's worth it? Is it like another Feel No Pain? I feel like the deck's kind of done. We just need like card removes. So it's a little bit risky, because if we read and don't get specifically Second Wind, there might be nothing we want, and we have to add a card. There's gonna be something that exhausts, right? Like, worst case scenario, there's like another Warcry or something. Seems like we're strong enough that we don't need to sleep. Generally, we get positive value out of this. Could be a shot on goal for Second Wind. Do we ever die with 30 health? 30 health and a Gambler's Brew. Gambler's Brew gets us Immolate on turn 1. Immolate, Explosive Butt, kills the Slaver. Or Gremlins. Which are back in the pool. Yeah, let's go ahead and read. I did not see a Second Wind. We do have access to a Warcry, so there you go. Pommel Plus, kind of an option. Boy, this is a crappy library. Let's switch to a Searing Blow deck. Sure, yeah, go ahead. You don't really have to ask for permission to post stuff to the Discord. Discord's, well, it's not moderation free, but, you know, pretty wide open. What does blue versus Koga mean? I guess I can find out. Jesus. Sorry, was just looking at something else. Oh. Okay. Yeah, sure, go ahead. If I think it's offensive, I can remove it later. Oh, is there a disarm here? I missed the disarm. Wait, I'm still missing the disarm. Oh, there it is. Okay. Good point. Yeah, we could pick Pommel. I was thinking about that. Not exactly sure what the idea is. I mean, it draws cards, but like we have to add the Pommel Strike to the deck. Oh, this is the person getting cut in half. Kapow! I like that there's a canonical source to like what the meat inside a Pokemon looks like. Silly. Could add a third Pummel. Seems like Disarm is like, it's helpful against like Time Eater and Heart. Trainers die trying to tame Pokemon. Dang. Yeah, I guess that's an inevitable consequence of that world, right? Yeah, I think second Disarm is probably correct. Just because there's just absolute horse shit here. It's like the worst possible cards. I guess Flame Barrier is kind of nice. It's a permanent card, though. Okay, Slavers. No Immolate. I said I was going to Gambler's Brew for Immolate. I have a ink bottle proc coming, though. So I guess we can just Intimidate first, and then see. Okay, still no Immolate. Let's go find it. Because this is really bad, right? It was the very last card, so we needed every bit of that. We had to play the Intimidate, we had to set up Ink Bottle. Everything mattered. That's great. I love it when everything matters. It's probably just Immolate Impervious here. We don't have time to do anything else. Or energy. It's not lethal, so there's no point in Explosive Pot. We can just do that next turn. We're skipping Evolve, which is pretty important in the deck. But Immolate's way more important, and blocking out this turn seems like a really good idea. They're hitting for 27, so it's not like we're got a ton of headroom with the Impervious. Okay, Offering seems great. Let's go draw that Immolate again. Field No Pain Shockwave's pretty nice. The weak has worn off, so we could re-weaken them. If we Field No Pain Shockwave Rampage, this will do 12 damage. 12 plus 10 is enough to kill Blue Slaver, but not Red Slaver. Generally, you prefer to kill Red Slaver first, because he's going to vulnerable us this turn. I would like to not be vulnerable. If we want to get lethal on Red Slaver specifically, we can use Inferno Blade to get that, probably. But then we're skipping out on the block from Field No Pain, but that's only 3 block. Which mod allows you to see that info? It's Info Mod. Unfortunately, Info Mod is somewhat difficult to acquire. You'll have to go to a GitHub repo and install it yourself. I believe it's in the process of being uploaded to the Steam Workshop, but it's that process is taking some time. Yeah, I guess 3 health is probably not as significant as blocking vulnerable here. I see. So it's not in the process of going on workshop. Okay, I was mistaken. He doesn't think it's pretty enough? I think it's pretty enough. I think I've seen some lines in it. Yeah, if you look right above Hexaghost, there's a little line there. Yeah, and then at the bottom of the card drops, it looks like he's 9 slicing that UI, and then the 9 slicing hasn't welded correctly. Alright. Blood for blood. We can actually kill both now, right? I was expecting blood for blood to be like a tiny bit of that pot to be... It's not a pot, the Infernal Blade to be a tiny bit of marginal damage, but now with blood for blood, an explosive pot, we can kill... Oh no, we still can't kill both. Oh no, we can. Yeah, Shockwave Rampage kills Blue Slaver, blood for blood kills Red Slaver. Sick. Battle Trance seems fine. Uppercut is nearly lethal. I'm tempted to Battle Trance and try to save the offering health. But then if I Battle Trance and don't draw the correct thing, I'm going to take 7. I guess 7's pretty comparable to 6. This is acceptable. One more card, please. Thank you. Be nice to get Nunchaku and Ink Bottle set up, but that's it's a pretty high bar. Yeah, Bestiary can do a lot of that kind of stuff. Bestiary tells you about what monsters do, which is probably the most relevant information that you care about. Second Warcry, I mean, we've got 1 already. I think I'm pretty comfortable with 1. Eventually we're going to want an upgrade on that 1. We end up hoping that Infernal Blade gives us an Iron Wave a bunch. Should we just add an Iron Wave to the deck? Seems like a mistake. Alright, let's go. I'm kind of uncomfortable with this fight. I don't know what I was hoping to happen, but it doesn't seem like we found the way to draw 10 cards. So I'm not actually sure we can do a Dropkick Infinite here. We exhaust the deck down enough. I guess we can just exhaust the deck down to 6 cards, and then we can do Dropkick loops, but that seems like it takes too much time. I guess that the Orblanks help you remove cards, right? But, you know, help is kind of a charitable characterization. Is there an important upgrade to get? Yeah, I guess Evolve can get us there, kinda. Evolve and Warcry can draw a 10-card hand sometimes. With the burn from the Immolate. It's kind of a janky plan. We have to, like, save the Warcry. I think having a janky plan is better than having no plan, though. No potions, 26 health. We're likely to just die to a flail, which is his, like, little multi-attack. Not the big attack. We're pretty good at burning through his artifact charges. But we're not actually very good at blocking. If we take the Evolve Plus, we're kind of relying on Nurleys to give us something that generates a wound. In case Immolate gets stolen. If we're doing that, though, we can just kind of rely on Nurleys to draw us the 10-card hand, right? If it gives us like an Offering or a second Evolve or something. Or it could just, you know, play like demon form and then we just scale, I guess. I'm uncomfortable with this situation. Also, the Ancient Tea set is super sick. Ancient Tea set with Bag of Prep. So on turn 1 we get 6 energy and 7 cards. It's pretty good for infiniting people. This is a weird time to say tear 80. We don't have 80% potion chance. If we heal, we go to 51. 51 seems pretty comfortably out of range of him just, like, stomping us. He's probably not just, like, gonna kill us. I would like an Evolve upgrade. I'm gonna go for it. This is kind of risky. We may not win this fight. Okay. Shockwave peels off artifact charges. I don't want to be too shy about using the Shockwave. Actually, Intimidate Shockwave gets us all the way there. Man, Intimidate Shockwave, Rampage Headbutt? It's kind of a nuts turn. Let's draw a card. Might want to think about putting Ink Bottle on 8 at some point. In case there's a... Or I guess it would be on... No, on 8, because then we can play a card and headbutt it and get it back and play it again. It's probably not worth optimizing for. We can play double Rampage here, though. We can Rampage Headbutt, Dark Embrace, Shockwave, Rampage. Okay. True Grit helps us exhaust the deck. Doesn't say plus on it. Seems like exhausting the deck is the thing we're worried about, so let's fix it. Was not expecting to land double disarm in this fight. It's actually fairly useful. Let's draw a card first. Darn. I was kind of hoping he would steal Immolate. Now he's stealing Impervious. I guess we can draw another card. Maybe it's the Impervious, and then he steals an uncommon. That's actually not very good. We don't want him to steal Uppercut. We need Uppercut for vulnerable. We can put Immolate back on top if we specifically want him to take it. Oh wait, no we can't. We have Dark Embrace. Disarm blocks for 4, Field No Pain blocks for 0. I guess let's block for 4. Ooh, got the Impervious too, so now he can take Uppercut. God. Do we want to shuffle next turn? If we Warcry, we shuffle. We don't get to put anything back, though. Shuffling a turn sooner gets us Rampage a turn sooner, potentially. Oh, we also get to exhaust Ascender's Man. That's kind of nice. Oh, we drew the Uppercut, so now he can't steal it. Useful. Okay, what did he get? He has Field No Pain. And he's gonna steal either Impervious or Emily. I'm reasonably comfortable ignoring those. Let's exhaust the Pommel. And the other Pommel. So now he's going to steal specifically Impervious. Burning Pact could help us draw the 10-card hand. Helps exhaust cards, sure. Need to block here. We could headbutt a block card, and then drop pick to draw it. Actually, I kind of want to exhaust that Perfected Strike, so maybe we drop kick to draw the Perfected Strike, headbutt the block card, Burning Pact to draw the block card and play the block card. The block card is presumably Trigger It plus. You think we're going to be one turn short? Yeah, maybe. We're definitely up against the wire. And the Rampage does not seem to have been super helpful. We have done some damage, though. It's possible we should just go for, like, Rampage Headbutt, Dropkick Rampage. No, that just kills us, right? Then we're dead on the spot. I guess I can play Rampage Evolve to draw the Perfected Strike and then exhaust that. Sever Soul helps exhaust, but there's not very many targets left for it. Just the True Grits and the Shrug and the Feel No Pain. Blood for Blood's almost free. If we're just trying to get there with damage, Blood for Blood could be a pick. It becomes free this turn, right? Zero cost card deals 18 damage, potentially 27. We've kind of just got 2 turns left. I don't think we're getting there for the infinite. No, we can't go infinite. Well, I mean, yeah, the idea of the deck is that we go infinite, but it's we're too slow at getting there for this fight. Blood. You think we go infinite? We need Shrug to draw Uppercut here. That is not it. But come on, get out of here. Be reasonable. We can set up Nunchaku and do a bunch of damage. Yeah, unfortunately, we're just in hope that it's enough territory. Pummel Exhausts. It's not enough damage. We're coming up short here. Drat. Uppercut costs 1 and is required for infiniting. Got 2 True Grits. Is it possible? Uppercut, go to 3 energy, True Grit, the Immolate, draw, both dropkicks and then Burning Pact. Seems like it might be possible. Burning Pact draws 3 cards. If one of them's Dropkick, if the last cards in the deck are Dropkicks and Shrugs, we don't get there. Nope. So we have to redraw these. It's in the way. Yeah, I guess Ink Bottle's helping a little bit. I think we Burning Pact the Rampage? No, True Grit's never useful, right? We've only got 2 energy left. I guess we actually have a mechanism for making energy, but we've just used it. There's no way we play 10 dropkicks and then need energy, right? If we played 10 dropkicks, the fight's over. If this draws dropkick, yeah, there's no way. Dang. Kind of got caught in between 2 plans there. Redbeard might be right. We could have made more progress on exhausting if we hadn't done Rampage stuff first turn. But the Rampage stuff almost did get there. So maybe if we'd... I don't know how we could have gotten more Rampage progress in that fight. Maybe if we'd taken another Headbutt, we could have gotten there. We actually were offered a Headbutt from Neuralies in that fight, weren't we? Maybe we were supposed to take that. Yeah. Decks that try to go infinite often end up, like, almost infinite, but fully dead. Boy, kind of a down note to end the Pandora's Box month, unfortunately. We lost once, either yesterday or 2 days ago, and then we lost today. We'd only lost, like, twice or 3 times in the month before that. And ending with 2 losses. That's rough. I think this is actually our first... Oh, no, this is our second Ironclad loss. Damn. This one was close. 2 dropkicks. Rampage was our solution for Hexaghost. Kind of added a lot of crap. The like Shockwave and Uppercut were for removing artifact charges. The Disarms were also for removing artifact charges. This is just like... This was a lot to get through. Even the 2 Feel No Pains felt like a lot to play sometimes. The Dark Embrace obviously was great. But we never really found a plan for drawing a 10-card hand. We needed like an offering or something. It's kind of hard to get in Ironclad. Ironclad sometimes has to rely... I guess like Dark Embrace Second Wind would have been big. If it had been a Second Wind in the library, we would have won. Second Wind. Fiend Fire would have done it. Yeah, Corruption, sure. So got a little bit unlucky with cards, but we also did get 2 dropkicks offered to us. So can't complain that much. And 2 Feel No Pains. Those are great cards. Well, that's just too bad.